Hey, let me show you something else cool on the interactive media bias chart. A lot of folks don't know that we have international ratings. This again is the pro version of our interactive chart. And we always get questions about whether we have international sources whenever we put out a chart. Do you have a Canadian version of this? Do you have an Australian version of this? And the answer to that more and more is yes. I'm going to show you how you can search those here. So if you click on more options on the left, I'm actually going to click on display all sources. So that'll be all 4,000 will populate here. And you see we have local, national, international. So for a long time, we've done English-speaking Western democracies, those sources like Canada, some Australia, UK. But more and more, we've been expanding even more UK coverage, even more, European large market in different languages. Like, for example, we have a good bit from Canada. Okay, and see some Canadian news sources in there. And we've recently added quite a few from France, so handful there. Some of the biggest ones. That's growing. And let's take a look at Germany. So we'll continue to expand this, but you may be asking yourself, like, hey, isn't the left-right bias spectrum different in other countries? And yes, it absolutely is. France, Germany, those have parliamentary systems. So how do we rate left-right bias for those publications in those countries? And the answer is that our analysts, we have taken on country by country study, and we've created guides that go over the political positions, the political parties, because a lot of these European countries are parliamentary systems with multiple parties, particular politicians that are in power now, as well as some history over like political developments over the last several decades, especially. So our analysts will study up and specialize in particular countries, and we have a handful of analysts that have lived in those countries, but for the most part, people are just getting a wide view of a particular country by being in country specific pods and reading a lot of content from that particular country. So we'll have 12 to 15 of our analysts in their pods of three are in German shifts or France shifts. So you'll see, you scroll in here, you'll see something like Der Spiegel. The dots highlighted behind Der Spiegel, those are the individual articles for that. And then you've got this one, BZ Berlin, that's got some articles that are down and to the right. So when they go and rate these articles, they're in the native language, but machine translation these days, especially for these large languages, is quite good. And the analysts will read it, look up any sort of discrepancies in translation that they come across. So a lot of stuff is rateable because a lot of international news is about U.S. news, just because of the nature of U.S. politics. But if they come across an article like this one, it'll see that translation just pop up there about the German healthcare system. Obviously left right about healthcare in Germany is going to be different from here. So by reading dozens of publications in a particular country, our analysts are able to develop expertise. So, yeah, especially if you're from one of those countries and are familiar with these news source ratings, we'd love to hear from you, see how that matches up to your experience. And yeah, search that on our pro version.